It is time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news for this Tuesday, November 25th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. Here are your 11 o'clock news headlines here. In our top story at 11 o'clock, here is Ferguson, Missouri. Here, where the night of smoke and fire and looting and chaos began, not so much with the event, but a sound pop, 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 gunfire. Until then, the scene outside the police station where hundreds of demonstrators had assembled intense but civil. As mid-violence, Ferguson police reacted with restraint not shown after August riots. In Little Rock, Arkansas, and Mississippi became the latest two states Tuesday to have their gay marriage bans overturned by federal judges, but there are no rushes to alter as both orders are on hold, so that the states can consider appeals. For former Iranian embassy hostage just had endured 4 days in Tehran from 1979 to 1981. A special interest in Iran talks as David Roder, a retired Air Force colonel, his daughter's home in North Carolina, is one of the 52 Americans held hostage in Tehran for 4 days from 1979 to 1981. In New York, U.S. stocks ended a little change on Tuesday as the U.S. economy grew more than expected last quarter, but soft readings on consumer confidence and house prices kept major indexes a tight range. Take a look at stock market reports here on this late Tuesday night here. Dow Jones closed 17.8, 14.94, down 2.96. S&P 500, 27.03, down 2.38. And Nasdaq 4758.25, up 3.36. A large crowd gathered at the Boston Police Department in Roxbury and 24 Washington Street, and around 7 p.m. it began to march down Massachusetts Avenue and eventually onto the Massachusetts Avenue connector, which leads to the Southeast Expressway, as Boston police blocked 1,400 protesters from entering the Southeast Expressway. Hong Kong. Scuffles broke out on Wednesday as Hong Kong police, many with helmets and batons, began clearing protesters from a major pro-democracy demonstration site in the city, where those witnesses said Europe's era of philosophy and great ideas has been replaced by the bureaucratic technicalities of European Union's institutions, Pope Francis has warned. Senator Chuck Schumer, the third-ranking Democrat in the Senate, suggested during a speech on Tuesday that Congress focus on passing the Affordable Care Act to compromise his party's effort to restore the economy. In Sarasota, a second Sarasota County school student has been charged in connection with an act of prostitution ring with students from Venice and Riverview High Schools. A Missouri grand jury decision not handed out a white Ferguson police officer deferred. The shooting death of an unarmed black teenager is prompting renewed calls for cops to wear body cameras. The Obama administration is poised to propose safety standards for smog, sanitary pollution policies that will have wide-ranging implications for auto fuels and coal plants and childhood asthma for decades to come. In Singapore, oil prices set losses in Asia on Wednesday as speculation swirls that the OPEC oil cartel will maintain oil at the week's closely watched meeting despite a global supply glut. In Washington, the U.S. economy grew at a much faster pace than it initially thought in the third quarter, pointed out the strengthening fundamentals that should help the however slowed global demand. High-end jeweler Tiffany & Company reported lower than expected third quarter sales, but continued its recent strong showing as shares rose 2.5% to close at $107.60. In San Francisco, Hewlett-Packard Company's latest earnings reported shows that despite 3 years of efforts to turn its business around, the venerable tech giant still has a lot more work ahead. Now to the second generation, Samsung's iCAD will help people with disabilities create documents and browse on the web using eye movements. Say look at consumers facing when a Fox, Lenovo, and place Samsung competing laptop into right in front of them and tries to pass off the blade. When Moda's professional partner Jericho was asked where the YouTube fashionista ranks in the comparison of all of his previous partners, he refused to answer but shared some surprising details of the process here. And speaking of Dancing with the Stars, Alfonso Ribeiro is your winner for season 19. In Los Angeles, Bill Cosby's record of big donation to the colleges that have used solutions we have been a key part of his mostly public image as his philanthropy shadowed by sexual allegations. The quartet had a secondary characters that a Madagascar trilogy gets its own story in Penguins of Madagascar. The Nanos are back, and that's time they get the star load to contend with. Okay, not really, but that's probably what went through a lot of people's minds watching the newly released trailer for Jurassic World. Dogs are known to be the most graceful drinkers. Place a bowl of water in the front of a first canine. You're likely to see of its contents splattered across the floor. Archaeologists have discovered an ancient cemetery along the Silk Road dated about 300 CE. The Silk Road provided a number of trade routes that connected the Asian continent to the West in ancient times. Just 30% of the Americans with HIV had the virus in check, putting the numbers of risk infection, health officials said on Tuesday. New FDA rules, worker and calorie lists on menus and menu boards at the nation's chain restaurants will be costly to implement. Some operators, as experts say. Take a look at alerts here at 11:05. The Boston Police and State Police are holding over all evening shifts here as protests around the world and around the country are for the Ferguson protests here. And the Boston update number 3. State police advise that large groups of protesters attempted to walk into the mass packed in Boston right now. Attempted to block their access for their safety. In Manchester, New Hampshire, stabbing at 129 Spruce Street, and person stabbing in the neck, and 3 suspects in a green Ford Expedition fled the area. In Springfield, Massachusetts, large groups of protesters blocking Main Street downtown. Springfield Police Department are on the scene. In Providence, Rhode Island, the motor vehicle clocked on the Route 6 at Interstate 95 crashed with unknown injury. Providence police had taken 4 protesters into custody on Interstate 95. They are making good progress clearing it out to keep it a peace. As officers at Providence Police Headquarters are requesting immediate assistance as large groups of protesters attempting to breach the situation. Here, we'll keep you posted here. Peter Keller News Sounds now 11:07. Time now for a travel report here. And Southeast Expressway on the southbound side, it's backed up from the Tippecanoe Tunnel to Mass Avenue due to the protests on the Mass Avenue exit around the police presence here. So, if you're in that area, try to expect some delays or use some alternate routes here. But otherwise, seeing a smooth sailing commute here on this Tuesday night there as the roads are smooth sailing from here. And mass pack on the westbound side backed up from 495 westbound down to I-84 in Sturbridge here. So expect some delays here. And tomorrow's going to be busy. And with the impending storm expected to be busy and treacherous at the same time. So if you plan to travel on this Thanksgiving Eve, try to take your time and be safe. And 495 on the southbound side, Sloan Havel stretch here. And I expect the traffic to be busy tomorrow. Alright, take a look at the weather situation here on the latest on the storm here. But right now, current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11:08 p.m. here. 43 degrees, that's actually the first skies. Humidity 76%. Wind speed is calm. Barometer 3.11 inches. Dew point about 36 degrees. And visibly 10 miles an hour here. Alright, let's take a look at current conditions around region here on this late Tuesday night here. 49 degrees our temperature in Boston. 49 degrees is the water temperature here. 48 out in Gloucester. It is 44 in Beverly. It's 40 out in Bedford. It's 36 out in Fitchburg. 41 in Naval. 39 in Worcester. 39 in Sturbridge. 46 out in Milford. It is 39 out in Webster. 45 out in Smithfield, and in Taunton, 43 in Norwood, 50 out in Block-on, 52 in Block-on, 15 Westerly. It's 45 in Taunton, 50 in Plymouth, 49 in New Bedford, 48 out in Falmouth, 50 in Chatham and in Provincetown, 52 in Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket and Cape Cod Bay, 49 out in New York City, 46 in Islip, 51 in Montauk, 51 in Long Sound, 47 out in Bridgeport, 44 in New Haven. It's 35 in Danbury, 43 out in Waterbury, 37 in Meriden, 42 in Hartford, 43 in Windsor, that's 33 in Springfield, 36 in Amherst, 32 in Athol, 37 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, it's 40 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. 43 in Northampton, Massachusetts. 42 in Albany, New York. It's 41 in Bennington and Brownbury, Vermont. It's 40 in Glens Falls. 39 in Rutland, Vermont. 34 in Keene and Jefferson, New Hampshire. 33 in Concord, New Hampshire. 44 in Manchester, New Hampshire. 38 in Nashville, New Hampshire. 43 in Laconia, New Hampshire. 46 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And 46 up in Portland, Maine. Here. Alright, let's take a look at our map situation here. Station front from Washington State, stretching it down to Northern Rockies and down for western South Dakota. And we got one front from eastern South Dakota down for eastern Nebraska and down for Kansas. Station front from off the western tip of Cuba, stretching down to southern Florida and up the South Carolina, merging with a cold front up the Atlantic seaboard down for Nova Scotia and up in eastern Quebec. And have a cold front stretching over northern Michigan and through eastern Ontario and down to Quebec. Station front from Alberta and a cold front from Saskatchewan, stretching into Manitoba and down to Ontario. We got front by from eastern Colorado down for western Kansas and down for western Oklahoma to Texas. Front by from southeastern Arizona down for Gulf of California. Front by down the Baja California coastline there and got a high pressure in southeastern Missouri here. And we got high pressure in western Nevada and the Four Corner region here. And another high pressure around northern Mexico and southern Texas here. Well, we got some low pressure in Virginia and northeastern Colorado and central South Dakota and Quebec here. Okay, 33 degrees on temperature right now in Detroit. It's 34 in Pittsburgh. It's 52 in Washington, D.C. 54 in Atlanta. 78 in Miami, Florida. It's 52 in Brownsville, Texas. 49 in Dallas, Texas. 37 in Kansas City. 40 in Omaha, Nebraska. 18 in Chicago. 24 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. 30 in Great Falls, Montana. 56 in Seattle. 62 in San Francisco. 65 in Los Angeles. 53 in Las Vegas. 59 in Phoenix, Arizona. 44 in Salt Lake City, Utah. And a pair of 43s in Denver and Albuquerque, New Mexico. Here. Alright, let us take a look at a radar situation here on this late Tuesday night here. And the latest radar look here is... clouds coming in much of the region here, and we'll zoom you out here. And we're seeing some little rain showers off the Cape Islands here. Some little specks of snow showers around the Adirondacks and stretching around 87. Headed towards Plattsburgh and towards Montreal here. And we're seeing some snow showers around eastern and western portions of Quebec and eastern Ontario here. And this is going to be our storm for tomorrow. A lot of rain showers down the eastern seaboard and a lot of rain showers and some moderate bands of rain traveling from southern Virginia down for Carolinas, down for Georgia, down for northern Florida here, and a lot of rain showers and a few storms off the Carolina coastline stretching down for central Florida. So the I-4 corridor from Daytona Beach down for Tampa will be effective tonight, right now here. Seeing some snow showers around Ontario, down for western Ontario. Rain showers in eastern Nebraska, down for northwestern Missouri, northeastern Kansas, down for southwestern portions of Iowa, and a snow showers in western Iowa, down for southwestern Minnesota. A lot of snow showers in eastern Dakotas, down for northwestern Minnesota. Rain showers in western Kansas, down for southwestern portions of Nebraska, while some snow showers in western Nebraska, down for northern Colorado, stretching down Wyoming, down for western Montana, southern Montana, and then up to northeastern Washington State, down for southern British Columbia, and we're seeing some rain showers when the I-5 corridor from western Oregon up to western Washington, down for southwestern British Columbia, and rain showers in northeastern Nevada, and snow showers around Salt Lake City, Utah here. And if you are traveling by air, and no airport delays so far, but I expect it to be busy in the airports tomorrow because of the Thanksgiving and because of the weather. I expect delays here throughout the eastern seaboard here. Okay. Nothing brewing in tropics here. Alright. Here is the latest info on the storm here. As here's the latest on the storm. As the forecast covenants of moderate high and a little faster onset expected. Travel times, Wednesday morning, low increase to moderate impact. Wednesday late morning and evening, high impact. And Thanksgiving morning, low impact. Precipitation, mixed snow, sleet, and rain encompassing an area south and west of Boston, metro towards northeast Connecticut, including areas of south and east of Worcester as well, but coastal, Rhode Island, interior. Southeast Massachusetts, mainly all snow north and west of the area mentioned above. Rain over south and east coastal Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and the wind northeast to north winds gusting 50 miles an hour across the Plymouth County coast, Cape Cod, and the Islands, including Block Island. No significant coastal flooding here. In headlines, Wednesday morning. And Wednesday night, it'll be a winter weather advisory for much of the North Shore and stretching much of Greater Boston and up in the Norfolk County, not for northern and central portion of Rhode Island, except the Kent County coastline here. And winter water advisory extended from east central Connecticut and down for Connecticut coastline here. From Old Saybrook down to Stamford here. Winter storm warning for much of central and western Massachusetts and stretching up in the northwestern Massachusetts and much of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and up to eastern New York from Albany south. Wind advisory up in the Adirondacks of New York State also, and we got a wind advisory along the South Shore and the Cape Downs, along with some gale wind and small craft advisory also along the coastline here. Small craft advisory from Long Island Sound stretching it down for Brown Sound, and a gale warning around the Cape and the Islands there. Okay. Take a look at the precipitation onset. 7 a.m. will be from Springfield and then stretching out in the eastern Connecticut down for southwestern Rhode Island. 8 a.m. for western and central Massachusetts down for Rhode Island down through the south coast of Massachusetts here. So the rain will be arriving between 7 and 10 a.m. for much of the region here. So here in Norton, the rain will get here between 8 and 9 a.m. as for much of the southeastern Massachusetts and central Worcester County, down for southern Vermont and southwestern New Hampshire here. And 9 to 10 a.m. being in greater Boston and points north here. 7 to 8 p.m. for much of Rhode Island and eastern Connecticut here and west central Massachusetts here. Alright, expected snowfall totals here. And this is area of greatest forecast uncertainty here will be much of eastern Massachusetts here and much of Rhode Island and eastern Connecticut here. Uncertainty, but expected jackpot here about 15 to 18 inches of snow from east central New York State down for northwestern Connecticut and down for west central portions of the Berkshires and the Massachusetts and southern Vermont there. And here's my take on the snow here. We're seeing 2.1 inches of Boston melt. I'm expecting the jackpot to be from western Massachusetts and the Berkshires and down for northwest Connecticut, down for south central New York State. And we're expecting central Massachusetts and then up in Vermont and western Maine to get the jackpot about up to a foot of snow here. And rainfall here. Anywhere from a half inch to the Berkshires to as much as up to 3 inches rain for the Cape and the Islands there. The farther south you go, the more the rainfall. The further west you go, the lesser the rainfall is here around the region here. As local heavy rainfall will be possible here. And winds expected to be gusty up to 45 to 55 miles an hour on the Cape and the Islands there. As expected, a gusty from 10 p.m. on Wednesday to 7 a.m. on Thursday here. And the further west you go, the lesser the wind speeds is. So this is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. here. Winds will gust to 45, 55 miles per hour from to the Cape Downs there. And expect it to be gusty continuing on Wednesday at 10 p.m. and Thursday at 7 a.m. here. The wind miles per hour and coastal impact. The strongest winds are expected late Wednesday and Wednesday night. And gusts around 50 miles an hour, likely along Plymouth County coastline, Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and Block Island. Coastline at West Shoreline and minor coastal erosion along east coastal Massachusetts and northern and northeastern shorelines during early Thursday morning high tide. Boston Harbor, Thursday, 2:19 a.m. at high tide at 9.95 inches. So it'll be a high tide. Highlights. Wet snow mainly northwest line from northeast Connecticut to the northern Boston Metro. Beginning around daybreak Wednesday, heaviest Wednesday afternoon and evening, and snow accumulation on roadways, poor visibility, and down branches. For winter mix, company seen. Northeast Connecticut, south and western Worcester towards the northern Boston Metro, and northern and central Rhode Island, and through southeastern Massachusetts beginning around daybreak on Wednesday, heaviest Wednesday afternoon and evening here, and greatest uncertainty for potential type, but potential for low but slushy snowbacks. Northeast winds gust around 50 miles an hour from coastal Plymouth County, southward strongest Cape Cod to the Islands. Here at 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesday, down branches and pulverized power outages are possible, and for coastal flooded in east coastal Massachusetts 2 a.m. high tide. Thursday morning, about a coastal erosion and splash over possible. And tomorrow's highs, we will expect it to be in the 41 for Boston, 37 in Worcester, 38 for Hartford, 43 for New York City, 30 for Albany, 33 Rutland, 37 in Concord, New Hampshire, and 39 for Portland, Maine here. So our expected temperature range for tomorrow, 33 to 43 degrees there. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. Take a look. Here's our 7-day forecast. It goes like this. While you're sleeping in the overnight hours of tonight, chance of rain mainly after 5 a.m. Clouds got low about 38 degrees. West wind about 3 to 5 miles per hour, to 30%. Wednesday, rain before 10 a.m., then it rain and snow between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., then rain and sleet after 5 p.m. Temperature falls around 34 by 1 p.m. and light north wind increase at 9 to 14 miles per hour in the morning, and winds could gust as high as 28 miles per hour. Transportation is 100% little snow accumulation expected. For Wednesday night, rain and snow and sleet before midnight. Then on chance of snow low around 29 degrees. North wind about 13 to 17 miles per hour, gust as high as 36 miles per hour. Transportation 8% new snow speed accumulation less than 10 minutes to 1 inch possible. Fakes give a day. A chance of snow showers before 1 p.m. Then a chance of rain showers between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Then a chance of snow showers after 3 p.m. Clouds got higher about 38 degrees. Northwest wind about 5 to 9 miles per hour. Then coming light in the afternoon. Transportation 30%. Little dose to accumulation expected. For Thursday, a slight chance of snow showers before 2 a.m. Most of Cloud will know about 23 degrees. Cloud wave becoming with northwest about 5 miles per after midnight. Transportation 20%. Friday, most of the podcast got about 36, low about 18 degrees. For Saturday, most skies got about 39, low about 31 degrees. For Sunday, most skies got about 31, low about 35 degrees. For Monday, it's chance of showers, skies got about 46 degrees. Transportation 20%. Monday night, podcast got low about 26 degrees. For Tuesday, most of the skies got high about 41 degrees. Peters, what a phrase of the day! Of the night, a stormy Thanksgiving Eve and top for tomorrow. So if you're traveling out of the roads, try to take some time and use some caution while out of the roads because it's going to be nasty out. Peter Channel News at 11:24. Time out for sports roundup here on this Tuesday night. Bruins and Celtics have the night off here, and Bruins will be playing Winnipeg Jets Friday night at the Garden at 7 o'clock while the Boston Celtics have a matinee at the Garden taking on the Chicago Bulls there. Alright, take a look at other scores around the NHL here. With 9:30 left in the second period, Anaheim Ducks leading the Calgary Flames 2-0. Vancouver Canucks leading the New Jersey Devils 1-0 with 11:43 left in the second period. Arizona Coyotes and Colorado Avalanche 3-3 the score with 5:50 left in the third period. Winnipeg Jets lead the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-2. It's the final here. Ottawa Senators over the St. Louis Blues 3-2. Nashville Predators edge out Los Angeles Kings 4-3, and Dallas Stars defeat Edmonton Oilers 3-2. We got a buck 5 left in the fourth quarter. Denver Nuggets lead the Chicago Bulls 107-101. Atlanta Hawks 106, Washington Wizards 102. Golden State Warriors 114, Miami Heat 97. Sacramento Kings 99, New Orleans Pelicans 89, and Detroit Pistons lose to Milwaukee Bucks 98-86. For the Rangers reaction to this playoff committee consistently inconsistent. Perhaps Sunday, Pablo Sandoval will reveal the true reason he chose to bolt to the organization he is known to move to Boston. Seattle Seahawks Richard Sherman and Doug Martin held a mock news conference to say rage against Michigan, particularly the NFL. 100,000 off final teammate Marshawn Lynchman not speaking to the media. Dorothy Dodo Monday played the ladies semifinals in Wimbledon in 1946 says she lost in a match to the fellow American Polly Betts who went on to win the tournament that year. Tennis legend Dorothy Dodo Cheney died at the age of 98. Lexington, Kentucky. Devin Brooke had 19 points on the bench and number 1 Kentucky held Texas on to 2-4, made field goals in the first half on Wayne Twist. 92-44 win to that. Coach Rex Riley guided out to start a quarterback for the Jets next game Monday night against Miami. Coach Pat Cooney Sunday Jose was a Canadian icon that helped this country end a 50-year drought by winning the 2002 Olympics. In Santa Clara, quarterback Parrish Cox never got a Super Bowl ring for last December's cameo with the Seattle Seahawks. He's a bitter called a 50-50 where he deserved one. Patriots have full offensive power. Number 3, Arizona beats Kansas State 72-16 in Maui as Caleb Teseski gets 18 points and Gabe York added 15 points at number 3. Arizona hung on to win its first close game of the season, beating Kansas State 32-16 Tuesday in the Maui Invitational semifinals. And Northern Iowa bouncing Virginia Tech 73-54. Texas Rangers ace Yu Darvish has been cleared to start this offseason phone program. Darvish, who missed the last 7 weeks of the season because of inflammation in his right elbow, had an MRI, was examined Tuesday by a team. Future patient was always in August as well. The team, LeBron James reiterated in a training camp that the Cleveland's open month struggles, assuring that all the losing went along with the growing pains. And that's going to be it for the Period Channel 11 o'clock news here on this late Tuesday night, November 25th, 2014. Period. Have a good night. We're good bastard. I'll be see you tomorrow morning with a big report here on the Thanksgiving travel and on the latest storm. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.